The vast, infinite expanse of the cosmos stretched out before them, a tapestry of glittering stars and swirling nebulae. Aboard the colony ship Solaris, the human settlers gazed in awe at the splendor of their new home, Proxima b, a distant exoplanet orbiting the nearby Proxima Centauri. Lyra, a young scientific prodigy, stood at the viewports, her eyes reflecting the mesmerizing dance of light and shadow. After years of rigorous training and preparation, she and her fellow colonists had finally arrived, ready to unlock the secrets of this enigmatic world and expand the boundaries of human knowledge. "Can you believe it, Chen?" Lyra turned to her lifelong friend, her voice tinged with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. "We're the first humans to set foot on an extrasolar planet. Just imagine the discoveries that await us." Chen nodded, his brow furrowed with a sense of purpose. "I know. It's both exhilarating and daunting. But we're ready for this, Lyra. Our team has been meticulously trained, and the colony is well equipped to handle the challenges of this new frontier." As the Solaris touched down on the alien soil, the colonists emerged cautiously, their senses assaulted by the unfamiliar sights and sounds of Proxima b towering. Azure-hued mountains rose in the distance, their peaks capped with glistening crystalline structures. Beneath their feet, the ground thrummed with a subtle, pulsing rhythm, as if the very planet itself was alive. Lyra and Chen, along with a team of scientists and engineers, began the arduous task of establishing the colony. They constructed habitation modules, set up solar arrays, and deployed a network of sophisticated sensors to monitor the planet's environment and resources. In the months that followed, the colonists made remarkable progress, unlocking the secrets of Proxima b's unique ecosystem. Lyra's team discovered a diverse array of alien life forms, from the bioluminescent algae that thrived in the planet's shallow oceans to the enigmatic, winged creatures that soared high above the rugged landscape. "This is unprecedented," Lyra exclaimed, her eyes alight with wonder as she examined the samples under the colony's advanced microscopes. "The biochemistry of these organisms is unlike anything we've ever encountered. They're using entirely different metabolic pathways, and their genetic code is almost unrecognizable." Chen, who had taken on the role of the colony's chief engineer, nodded in agreement. "It's a remarkable find. If we can understand how these life forms adapted to the conditions here, it could lead to breakthroughs in fields like xenobiology and exoplanet terraforming." As the colony's scientific endeavors progressed, a sense of unease began to creep into the settlers' minds. Strange anomalies were detected in the upper atmosphere, and unexplained energy readings flickered across the planet's surface. Lyra and her team worked tirelessly to unravel these mysteries, but their efforts were thwarted by a sudden, devastating attack. Without warning, a massive alien spacecraft emerged from the depths of space, its sleek, angular form casting an ominous shadow over the fledgling human settlement. Powerful energy beams lanced out, tearing through the colony's defenses and reducing the carefully constructed habitats to smoldering ruins. Lyra and Chen, along with a handful of survivors, barely managed to escape the onslaught, their hearts pounding with a mixture of terror and disbelief. As they huddled in the emergency shelter, watching the destruction unfold, a single chilling realization dawned upon them. They had encountered an alien civilization, and their arrival had triggered a cataclysmic response. The echoes of this event would reverberate through the stars, shaking the foundations of humanity and setting them on a perilous course towards a confrontation that would test the very limits of their resilience and determination. The shockwaves of the devastating attack on the Proxima b colony had rippled outward, reaching the ears of the human settlers on Artemis Base, a bustling outpost situated on the distant moon of Ceres. Zaran, the commanding officer of the base, received the distress signal with a heavy heart, his brow furrowed with a deep sense of concern. "This is a dark day for our kind," he murmured, his weathered face reflecting the gravity of the situation. "We must act swiftly to aid our brothers and sisters on Proxima b and uncover the truth behind this unprovoked assault." Swiftly, Zaron rallied his most trusted advisors, a diverse team of scientists, engineers, and seasoned military veterans to formulate a plan of action. Chief among them were Lyra and Chen, the sole survivors of the Proxima disaster, whose harrowing tale ignited a flame of determination within the hearts of all who heard it. "We cannot simply sit idly by while our fellow colonists face this threat alone," Lyra pleaded, her eyes burning with a fierce resolve. "We must return to Proxima, not only to rescue any survivors, but to uncover the identity of our attackers and the reasons behind their aggression." Chen, his face etched with a stoic determination, added, "And we must do so with the might and resources of Artemis Base behind us. Only then can we hope to stand against this formidable foe and ensure the survival of our kind in the stars." Zoran nodded gravely, his mind already racing with possibilities. "Then so be it. We shall assemble a task force incorporating the finest minds and the most advanced technologies at our disposal. Together, we will forge a path through the void and reclaim Proxima, no matter the cost." In the days that followed, Artemis Base buzzed with a frenetic energy as the colonists sprang into action. Lyra and her team of scientists worked tirelessly to decipher the alien transmission intercepted from the attack, hoping to uncover any clues about their adversaries. Meanwhile, Chen and the engineering corps toiled around the clock, modifying and upgrading the base's existing spacecraft and weaponry to prepare for the impending confrontation. As the days turned into weeks, the task force began to take shape. A formidable armada of sleek, advanced vessels, each one outfitted with the latest in propulsion systems, shielding, and destructive firepower. Zoran, standing tall amidst the bustling activity, couldn't help but feel a sense of cautious optimism. "We are no longer a mere collection of isolated colonies," he declared, his voice carrying an unwavering conviction. "Today, we stand united as a species, ready to confront this alien threat and defend our rightful place among the stars." The colonists echoed his sentiment with a resounding cheer, their spirits bolstered by the knowledge that they were not alone in this fight. As the task force prepared for its perilous journey to Proxima, a sense of unity and purpose pervaded the halls of Artemis Base, fueling the belief that they could overcome even the most daunting of challenges. For Lyra and Chen, the impending mission was not merely a matter of reclaiming their lost home. It was a chance to uncover the truth, to seek justice for those who had fallen, and to ensure the continued survival of their species in the vast, unforgiving expanse of the cosmos. With a deep breath, they stepped aboard their assigned vessels, their eyes fixed on the distant horizon, ready to embark on a journey that would test the limits of their resilience and determination. As the task force from Artemis Base streaked through the void, Lyra and Chen found themselves drawn into a whirlwind of activity and preparation. Beyond the immediate task of reclaiming Proxima, they had come to the realization that their species faced a far greater challenge, one that required the unity and cooperation of all human colonies scattered across the solar system and beyond. "We can no longer afford to operate in isolation," Zoran declared during a critical strategy meeting aboard the flagship Polaris. "This assault on Proxima is merely the first salvo in what may well be a larger conflict. We must reach out to our fellow colonies and forge alliances, for only together can we hope to stand against this formidable alien power." Lyra, her keen intellect already churning with possibilities, nodded in agreement. "Precisely. The data we've gathered on the attackers' technology and tactics suggests they possess capabilities that far surpass our own. We cannot hope to match them on our own. We need to leverage the combined resources and expertise of all human settlements if we are to have any chance of success." Chen, who had been studying the navigational charts, spoke up. "Then we must act quickly. Our journey to Proxima will take several weeks, and in that time, the enemy may strike again at our more vulnerable colonies. We need to establish contact with them, coordinate our defenses, and begin sharing vital information and technologies." Zorian's expression hardened with determination. "Then that is precisely what we shall do. Dispatch a series of sublight couriers to our nearest settlements, Lyra. Inform them of the situation and request an immediate conference. We must forge a unified front before we can hope to challenge our adversaries. In the days that followed, a flurry of activity swept through the task force as the couriers raced ahead, carrying the urgent message to the far-flung human colonies. From the bustling metropolis of New Horizon to the resource-rich outpost of Minerva, the news of the Proxima attack sent shockwaves through the interstellar community, sparking a sense of unease and a desperate need for action. As the colony leaders convened, the air was thick with tension and apprehension. Decades of political and cultural differences had fostered a sense of isolationism, with each settlement focused on its own prosperity and security. But the gravity of the situation, the realization that they faced a common enemy, slowly began to erode those barriers. Lyra, her diplomatic skills honed by years of scientific collaboration, took the lead in these delicate negotiations. Alongside Chen and Zaraun, she presented the evidence they had gathered, painting a chilling picture of the alien aggressors and the existential threat they posed to humanity's future among the stars. "We cannot afford to remain divided," Lyra implored, her voice resonating with a sense of urgency. "The fate of our species hangs in the balance. We must put aside our differences and work together, pooling our resources, our knowledge, and our determination to confront this common foe." Slowly, the colony leaders began to nod in agreement, the weight of Lyra's words and the gravity of the situation eroding their previous reluctance. One by one, they pledged their support, committing their military forces, their scientific expertise, and their technological advances to the cause. As the conference drew to a close, a sense of cautious optimism filled the air. The human colonies had taken the first step towards forging an intergalactic alliance, a united front that would stand against the mysterious alien aggressor and defend their rightful place among the stars. Lyra and Chen, their eyes alight with a renewed sense of purpose, returned to the Polaris, ready to lead their comrades on the perilous journey to Proxima. The path ahead was fraught with uncertainty, but they knew that with the full might of humanity behind them, they had a chance to reclaim their lost home and shape a future where their species would not merely survive, but thrive in the vast expanse of the cosmos. The journey to Proxima had been long and arduous, a testament to the determination and resilience of the human colonists. Aboard the Polaris, Lyra and Chen stood at the bridge, their eyes fixed on the distant, azure-hued planet that had once been their home. The memories of the devastating attack weighed heavily on their minds, but their resolve had only been strengthened by the forging of the intergalactic alliance. As the task force emerged from the hyperdrive, the sheer scale of the alien presence became immediately apparent. Sleek, angular vessels, far larger and more advanced than anything humanity had ever conceived, hung in orbit around Proxima b, their formidable weaponry trained on the battered remnants of the colony below. Zaraun, his weathered features etched with a steely calm, addressed the assembled captains and crew. "Our allies have arrived. The time has come to reclaim what is ours and deliver justice to those who dared to strike at the heart of humanity." With a nod, he turned to Lyra and Chen, entrusting them with the critical task of coordinating the complex maneuvers and tactical strikes that would unfold in the coming battle. "We've spent weeks analyzing the data and simulating every possible scenario," Lyra said, her fingers flying across the holographic displays. "Our ships are outfitted with the latest in shielding, propulsion, and armaments. We've also developed a series of electronic countermeasures to disrupt the enemy's systems." Chen, his brow furrowed in concentration, added, "But we must be cautious. These aliens possess technology that we barely understand. Their ships are larger, their weapons more powerful. We cannot afford to underestimate them, or we risk utter annihilation." The captains of the Allied fleet nodded in understanding, their own vessels maneuvering into position, ready to unleash the full might of humanity's combined forces. As the first exchange of fire erupted, the skies above Proxima erupted in a dazzling display of energy beams and explosive projectiles, the two civilizations clashing in a titanic struggle for supremacy. Lyra and Chen, their minds racing with split-second tactical decisions, directed the flow of the battle, their commands relayed across the fleet with unwavering precision. The human ships, their shields shimmering with the strain, returned fire with devastating effect, their advanced weaponry carving deep gashes in the alien vessels. But the Salarians, as the enemy had come to be known, were not without their own formidable capabilities. Their ships, seemingly impervious to the humans' most powerful armaments, retaliated with devastating energy blasts that tore through the Allied fleet's defenses, inflicting heavy casualties. Sauron, his face etched with a mixture of determination and anguish, watched the carnage unfold, his fists clenched in fury. "We cannot falter now," he bellowed, his voice carrying across the bridge. "For every soul lost on Proxima, we'll extract a heavy toll from these invaders. Press the attack and show no mercy." Inspired by their commander's words, the human pilots and gunners redoubled their efforts, unleashing a torrent of firepower that began to overwhelm the Salarian ships. Lyra and Chen, their minds in perfect sync, orchestrated a series of daring maneuvers, utilizing the enemy's own technology against them. The battle raged on, the very fabric of space-time shuddering under the strain of the titanic clash. As the Salarian vessels began to crumble, their hulls breached and their systems failing, a deafening cheer rose from the human fleet. In the end, the combined might of humanity had prevailed, the Salarian armada reduced to a drifting field of debris and molten wreckage. Zoran, his weathered features creased with a mixture of relief and sorrow, surveyed the aftermath with a heavy heart. "We have won this battle," he proclaimed, his voice tinged with a solemn gravity, "but at a great cost. Let us take a moment to honor the memory of those who gave their lives to defend our home and our species." As the human ships began the arduous task of securing Proxima B and tending to the survivors, Lyra and Chen stood side by side, their eyes reflecting the weight of the victory they had helped to achieve. They knew that this was but the first step in a much larger struggle, one that would test the very limits of humanity's resilience and determination. Yet, in the face of such adversity, they found themselves renewed, their spirits fueled by the knowledge that they were no longer alone, that the entire human race had rallied to their cause, forging an alliance that would shape the destiny of their species among the stars. The battle for Proxima had been a hard-won victory, but it had come at a great cost. As the human fleet began the arduous task of securing the battered colony and tending to the survivors, Lyra and Chen found themselves at the forefront of the rebuilding efforts, their expertise and determination guiding the way. Stepping amidst the smoldering ruins of the once vibrant settlement, Lyra's heart sank at the sight of the devastation. "So much has been lost," she whispered, her fingers tracing the charred remains of the research modules. "But we cannot dwell on what was. Our focus now must be on the future, on rebuilding stronger, more resilient than before." Chen, his brow furrowed with a mixture of grief and resolve, placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "You're right, Lyra. The path ahead will not be easy, but with the resources and support of our allies, we can transform this place into a beacon of hope, a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity." In the weeks that followed, the colonists worked tirelessly, drawing upon the collective knowledge and technological advancements of the newly forged intergalactic alliance. Habitation modules were rapidly constructed, their designs strengthened to withstand any potential future attacks. Solar arrays and energy storage facilities were expanded, ensuring a steady and reliable power supply. Lyra, her scientific mind buzzing with possibility, led teams of researchers in establishing advanced laboratories and research facilities. "We will not merely restore what was lost," she declared, "but we will push the boundaries of our understanding, unlocking the secrets of this world and forging new paths for humanity's exploration of the cosmos." As the rebuilding efforts progressed, Proxima began to take on a new, vibrant life. Chen and his engineering corps worked in tandem with their alien counterparts, sharing technological advancements and forging lasting partnerships. The once stark landscape was transformed, lush with alien flora and teeming with a diverse array of life forms. a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the human settlers. Beyond the confines of Proxima b, the human colonies reached out to their newfound allies, forging trade agreements and cultural exchanges that would cement the alliance for generations to come. Sauron, now a respected figure among the galactic community, presided over the establishment of the Celestial Council, a governing body that would oversee the peaceful coexistence and mutual prosperity of all spacefaring civilizations. We have proven our worth, not just as survivors, but as visionaries and pioneers, Sauron declared during the inaugural session of the Council. Our journey has been one of adversity, but also of discovery and innovation. Now we stand before you, ready to embrace a future where humanity's potential is boundless. Lyra and Chen, their eyes alight with a sense of wonder and purpose, listened intently as their fellow colonists shared their own stories of triumph and resilience. The human spirit, once tested by the cruel vastness of the cosmos, had emerged stronger, more resilient, and more determined than ever before. As they gazed out at the shimmering stars, the weight of their achievements weighing heavily upon them, Lyra and Chen knew that this was merely the beginning. The road ahead would be filled with challenges, both known and unknown, but they were confident that with the unity and strength of humanity behind them, they could overcome any obstacle that stood in their path. For in the celestial dawn of a new era, the human settlers had proven that their kind was destined for greatness, a species whose determination and ingenuity would one day shape the very fabric of the galactic community, inspiring awe and respect in equal measure. The establishment of the Celestial Council marked a profound shift in the trajectory of human exploration and expansion among the stars. No longer were the scattered colonies of Earth's descendants mere outposts, struggling to carve out their place in the vast, unforgiving expanse of the cosmos. Now, they stood as equal partners in a grand intergalactic coalition, their voices carrying weight and influence that reverberated through the very fabric of the galaxy. At the helm of this momentous endeavor was Sauron, whose unwavering leadership and diplomatic acumen had been instrumental in forging the alliances that now bound the diverse spacefaring civilizations together. Flanked by Lyra and Chen, the trio had become the cornerstones of humanity's celestial ascent, their names echoing through the annals of history as the architects of a new era of cooperation and prosperity. "We have come so far, my friends," Sauron mused, his gaze sweeping across the gleaming spires of the Celestial Council's headquarters on the moon of Selene. "From the ashes of that fateful day on Proxima b, we have risen, stronger and more resilient than ever before. Our species has proven its worth, not just as survivors, but as innovators, explorers, and champions of peace." Lyra, her eyes shining with a mixture of pride and humility, nodded in agreement. "Indeed, Sauron, the path we have walked has been arduous, fraught with peril and loss. But through it all, we have forged bonds of trust and understanding that transcend the boundaries of our homeworlds. Together, we have unlocked the secrets of the cosmos, sharing knowledge and technology that has transformed the very landscape of our existence." Chen, his once stoic demeanor softened by the weight of their achievements, added, "And now, the future beckons us, offering limitless possibilities for growth, discovery, and expansion. With the resources and expertise of our allies at our disposal, we can continue to push the boundaries of human exploration, establishing new colonies, unlocking the mysteries of distant worlds, and securing our place among the stars." The three visionaries, their hands clasped in a gesture of unwavering camaraderie, gazed out over the bustling activity of the Celestial Council. Across the vast expanse of the moon, human and alien delegates worked in tandem, collaborating on projects that ranged from terraforming and resource management to the development of revolutionary propulsion systems and interstellar communication networks. "This is only the beginning," Sauron declared, his voice carrying a sense of unbridled optimism. "The path ahead may be long and arduous, but with the unity and determination that now binds our species, I have no doubt that we will rise to meet every challenge, every obstacle that stands in our way." Lyra and Chen, their youthful faces etched with a newfound maturity, nodded in silent agreement. They had witnessed firsthand the power of human resilience, the transformative impact of cooperation, and the boundless potential that lay waiting in the infinite expanse of the cosmos. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the lunar landscape in a soft, golden glow, the trio of visionaries knew that their work was far from over. The journey of humanity's celestial ascent had only just begun, and they were ready to lead their species into a future where the limits of their ambition were defined only by the vastness of the stars. In the days and years that followed, the human colonies would continue to expand, establishing footholds on distant worlds and forging new alliances with alien civilizations. The Celestial Council would grow in scope and influence, its mandate expanding to encompass the stewardship of the entire galactic community. And through it all, the names of Zaraun, Lyra, and Chen would be remembered, not as mere pioneers, but as the architects of a new era, one in which humanity had claimed its rightful place among the celestial powers, standing as an equal and respected partner in the grand tapestry of the cosmos.